So those are the two people that have been promoted up through the organization. And as the board knows, we have two new police officers, one who is attending the academy, which is Travis Tremblay, and he'll be sworn in upon completion of the academy. And the other gentleman is John Rasso. John will be attending the academy in mid-August, and upon completion of the academy, he will be sworn in. And there remains to be one last position which needs to be filled in the department at a patrolman level, and that will be done.
Thank you. Well, change up the order now, so go ahead.
Oh, it's good. No, I was actually going to, one of the first things I was going to bring up was Officer Romeo and Canasio, and congratulate them on their promotions. And I also, I've heard some feedback on the 4th of July. I wasn't sure if you received any feedback. I'm just really happy that the event went off, but I heard, I think there was some rain. I was away, so I didn't get to hear the whole thing, so I was hoping somebody could give us an update.
Yeah, I'll give you a little update. It wasn't the type of fireworks they were counting on. I've been in conversation with Freddie Chalmers, of course, who's the chair of the Bring Back the 4th of July committee. And first and foremost, I want to acknowledge the effort that was put in over the last several months by this group of people to bring back the festivities of the 4th of July. And the undertaking and tasks that they faced were not easy. They met them, and the only thing that got in their way was Mother Nature. And the timing of the storm that came through couldn't have been at the worst possible time. It was about 20 minutes before the fireworks were ready to go off, and they had to evacuate the park, and rain, lightning, wind, you name it, it came, and it hit us. So Mr. Chalmers wanted me to express to the community that nobody is more disappointed and frustrated with what didn't happen than they are, and they're working very hard to see if another date could be set. Unfortunately, financially, it's about another $6,000 in order to reschedule the event and have it go off. There was a significant amount of loss in relation to the amount of fireworks that were there and ready to go off. And then there's additional costs in relation to that contract. There's a contract that if it had to be rescheduled, there was like a penalty clause. And then in addition to that, additional costs for details and all the rest. Yeah, John.
Regarding additional costs for the fireworks, can you explain? Do you have?
I don't have all the details. All I know is the 4th of July committee is meeting this Wednesday again, and a determination will be made if they can possibly afford to set another date this year, whether it be some other time during the summertime or sometime around Labor Day. I'll tell you right now, from what I know and what I've heard, it's going to be very tight that they're going to be able to pull this thing off. And again, significant resources were already spent and expended in relation to the event. I said, brought it all the way up to about 20 minutes before the firing of the fireworks. So they have to assess. There's still some bills coming in, so that they assess and see exactly what they have left in the way of resources. They'll have those numbers by Wednesday night. I've been told that they will make a determination Wednesday night as to what they can or cannot do and what their plans are going forward. But I can't stress enough that the effort that these people put forth to bring it back, and the success that they actually achieved as far as the events that they had scheduled and what went off during the course of the day were very good. But unfortunately, the timing of the storm that came through couldn't have been worse.
I had asked the chairman if he would bring them in. I think we should bring them in at our next meeting. I was actually asked to bring them in this meeting, but apparently it was definitely too late to have them come. But it would be great to have them come in.
Yeah, I don't disagree that they should come in and be recognized by the board for their efforts. And again, maybe at the next meeting they can actually give us a full update as to what occurred.
I happened to run into one of the committee members on Saturday and had a discussion with her, and I asked her to, either her or the chair, just to provide information to me as to what their game plan was, or through Mr. O'Leary provide us as to what their game plan is going to be, how we could help.
Yeah. So the meeting.
I feel badly for them more so than anyone else in terms of the effort that they put in,
of
course, of the year plus trying to get this back into town.
Yeah.
You know, they were able to, during the course of the day, they had some events there that did raise a little bit of money to help supplement what they had. But bless you, but the additional cost of approximately $6,000 to reschedule it is probably pretty good hurdle for them to get over. And again, maybe, again, my suggestion would be, let's hold off, say what you have for money, and then use that as a kitty to go towards next year's events. But again, they did a terrific job pulling this whole thing together. I know that the public safety people, you know, the police, fire, were very cooperative in assisting that day, and up to then Parks and Recreation did a yeoman's job as far as assisting the 4th of July committee and pulling this whole thing together with Marty Tilton. Hillview, you know, donated some golf carts. Recreation transported them down and back. There are a whole host of groups and organizations that came together to make it work. And
Not much you can do about Mother Nature.
No.
not much you can do about Mother Nature.
No.
And but again, they did a fabulous job. We can congratulate for their effort and encourage to continue it. I hope you know they continue their efforts, and I hope the community continues to support the efforts of bringing back the 4th of July. And again, they can link onto the town website and still make contributions, which may assist in their doing something around the Labor Day timeframe,
Yeah.
or assist in building up the kitty for next year. But they did a terrific job. That was my first thing in my old
Good.
business.
Well, thank
But
you. I was
very
curious. Because I felt really bad. I know how hard they all worked, and I give them a lot of credit, a lot of time and effort into it. Thank you. I'm all set.
So, Mr. Massey?
Well, you guys talked about what I was gonna talk about, but I will talk about it. Sean had asked me to be the board representative for the opening ceremony, which took place around 6:30 that evening. I got to the park earlier than that, of course, and I did have the opportunity with my wife to walk around. It was well organized. There were a lot of different booths going on. I heard, talking to some of the people, there was a fairly large crowd in the afternoon. It had dwindled off by the time I got there. The food was great. They had all kinds of food. The devices they had for the kids seemed to be well attended. When I did give the opening words, I acknowledged every single member of the fireworks committee and some of the major sponsors. I asked everybody to consider going over to the booth. I think they had 2 booths, and contribute, volunteer. I think they did a spectacular job. I was on the grass waiting for the fireworks, and you could see the lightning off in the distance as it was coming. I came on very, very quick. My wife and I evacuated before the storm, so we didn't, we didn't see the downburst. It took the, I don't know, were you still there, Bob?
No.
No. Took the canopies off, and a couple of people got hurt. And it's really sad that they put so much effort into it, and, the final event ever took place. And I hope that didn't discourage anybody from, one, contributing and looking forward to a better event next year. And I hope they find a way of maybe running an event later in the summer. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Second is, as you know, I've been meeting with our town accountant and Gene on the IT issues. We're focused on and identify what's needed for Munis. We've looked further into the documentation management system that Greg has proposed. We're also looking at training requirements. And the required hardware, additional hardware required to support both the additional Munis and the document management system. Gene has cleaned up the inventory, and we've looked at recommending a 5-year replacement cycle for workstations, computers, and laptops, coming up with a number. Ironically, it's in the ballpark of what the school does, based on the quantity in a 5-year cycle. So we're working on that, and application maintenance costs associated with some of the main, we pay fees to Munis, we pay fees to Point. which I was shocked when I heard what we're paying
Mhm.
for maintenance on that, which would be replaced, replaced by some of the munis applications. So point is doing the billing, the taxes, the water, the sewer, not the sewer, the
Someday. Munis will be
Someday
doing
soon.
it.
trash. So, that's moving along. The intent is, and we've been meeting weekly, is to provide and work with Greg to have that information available for part of the capital plan. And I guess he's given a date of, did I hear you right, August
It's
17th?
13th?
August 13th for a presentation to the
13th,
board.
yeah, so.
The upgrade to the new server, is that taking place? It's going to take place this
That's
weekend?
taking place have that date, the weekend of the 21st of July, 20th, 21st.
I knew it was coming up, I didn't know exactly.
Yeah, and that's a challenge. That's one of the bigger challenges, I think, that Gene and his team face in making that happen successfully. I mean, they've got a fallback plan and everything, but to make it happen in such a way that we're ready to go forward. You really can't go forward until that's changed. That's all I have.
Thank you. Oh,
If you can one
Mr.
thing.
Briscoe?
I'm sorry, we'll go back to me real quick.
It should go all the way down and around.
Just one thing. In the Hillview, I did attend my first Hillview Commission meeting, and just want to let everybody know that they did wrap up the year with the highest gross revenue in the history of the Hillview, which was fantastic. So, it was great with the weather. It's really helped them and cooperate. I mean, you had probably one of the best Decembers they ever had, probably the second best December they ever had. So those things helped, and definitely the best March they ever had. And that's, again, associated with the mild weather. I just wanted to pass along that really good news.
85 degrees in March.
Yeah, I know.
Helps. Mr. Fode?
Mr. Chair, I attended my first CPC meeting on June 19th, and was pleased to see they had a gentleman there by the name of Brian Roach of Atlantic Properties, who's the representative for the Stop and Shop, vacant Stop and Shop property. I actually appreciated his candor. He was very good. He told us the problem they're having there, and it's not vacant for a lack of their trying. They were even willing to take below market value. The problem they're having is that it's, in his opinion, it's locality, that national retailers do not have North Reading on their radar screen. They're more geared towards areas such as Burlington. As most of you know, that there was a movie chain that was talking about coming here, but the amount of money that was going to take to in construction, they didn't feel it was worth it. Right now, they're in negotiations with a health club that's going to try to occupy about 17,000 square feet of the property. But again, they're actively trying to get it rented. They're willing to take below market value. One of the suggestions was dividing the property up and seeing if they can rent it that way. He brought up a good point, because that was one of the issues that I was thinking too, is they don't have a lot of storefront. They're deep. They don't have a lot of storefront, so even breaking it up, they would have to actually tear the building down and start from scratch, and financially it's not viable. So they're still looking. I thought he did a good presentation. I appreciated how honest I felt he was with us. So I just thought you might want to know where we stood with that. Other than the health club, it doesn't look like there's anybody interested.
Did he mention anything about the term of the lease that they're willing to accept? Because my understanding is they were talking about 10-year lease only, which again limits the tenants.
Yeah, he didn't bring it
Take
up.
a look at it. I wouldn't think they would.
Yeah, my guess is based on the
None.
health club. I think they might be looking to not go that long.
That's-
Sometimes the health club's not gonna.
But
I think the movie
that
there-
tends to be the problem with
Yeah.
with that particular piece of property right now, is that the limitations that they're putting on themselves in relation to the parcel themselves. Have they considered moving back to that location? I think that would make most people happy.
No.
Did they address that?
I'm
just curious.
It was asked, and he said that they weren't even considering it.
That's too bad. They should.
I agree. I don't like the location they're in right now. But again, I thought he did a pretty good job, President. I enjoyed his candor. one of the, we all received an email, Greg, and I don't know if you got a copy of it, but from a Samantha McGoldrick, a Girl Scout and a high school student, looking for an area to install planting beds to provide